This is why I was in the middle of the truckers' protest, because in November 2021, I'd come back from Malawi, and Trudeau had said that's one of the countries that got the coronavirus, and anybody coming into Canada would be thrown into detention centers because they were there. So I get corralled right into a detention center. Wow. They didn't tell my family where I was. If I didn't have my cell phone, nobody would have known where I was. So I ended up in this.
They had like a tracker on your phone. Like
I had to use my tracker to find out where I was. They didn't even tell me where I was. Wow. So I actually went in and did a pin, and I found out where I was so that my family know where I was. Wow. They left me in what they called a hotel room, but it was a jail cell. Wouldn't let me in or out. All the walls in that building were covered in white garbage bags. When I walked through the door of that hotel, everybody was in white gowns with masks with blue gloves on. They looked like stormtroopers. Whoa. And they took me and put me in an elevator that was covered in plastic and brought me up the elevator and put me in a hotel room and closed the door, and nobody came to see me for 5 days. I had paper bags of food that were not even like the kind of food you and I would eat. It was like disgusting food thrown outside the door, and I would not eat it. I said, I won't eat these bags of tyranny. I called it, and then I got onto the internet because they didn't cut me off from the internet, and I'm preaching the gospel
on your phone,
on my phone, in the hotel room, telling people all across the nation. My wife became radical and started my wife's like quiet, like you. She don't talk. Suddenly, I'm in there. She's contacting all the politicians. All of a sudden, the major media outlets pick up my story. One broadcast, somebody, it was like 1 million people watched, hearing the letter that I had written. I was an analyst in government, good writer. And I wrote a document called The 14 Human Rights Violations That I Experienced in the Detention Center in Canada. Ended up in the Parliament building. They have the official opposition, and they're reading my letter to the Parliament. I was 5 days in the same underwear. I know we go to the dirty stories.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I had the same underwear on for 5 days.
I should tell you the story of how I spent 5 days in the desert with the same underwear on.
Oh, now you got me. First of all, you said desert. I love deserts. They're in the question period on a TV, national TV, and the leader of the opposition goes, and I have to tell you, Mr. Speaker, there's a man in the detention center today wearing the same underwear for 5 days. And I ask you, how is this man a threat to national security? And I'm like, there's another guy like that? And then I thought, that's me.